Hey, welcome back. This is Habits for Happiness, day number 22, and today's habit is going to be the idea or the habit of having discipline in our lives. And I think that, I'm probably going to title this video, Discipline Creates Freedom. And I think it's really important and really misunderstood I think the idea that discipline can create freedom is really important and really misunderstood, because a lot of times what we think about as freedom is like we have nothing to do, we have no responsibility, just like we can lay around, there's nothing for us to have to worry about, no schedule, nothing to keep up with, nowhere to be. And nobody really wants that. Like, maybe for a couple days it can be enjoyable, but that's not what we ultimately want. That's not what will make us happy. That's not what makes us feel satisfied and fulfilled. What we're really, what we thrive on as humans is not having to worry about things, not having to have everything be up in the air. There's something real called decision fatigue, and it's basically when we have too many decisions to make or too many things to have to think about. Our solid or quality decision making skills go down. We have trouble making good decisions the more decisions we have to make. This is why, and this is kind of the discipline step that I would suggest and that serves me very well, is to have a morning and evening routine. Have a routine to the point that you don't have to think about anything that you're doing. Like, for me, I wake up, I brush my teeth right away. While I do that, I let the dog out, Willow. I have a glass of water when I get inside. We sit down and meditate. Then we prepare our food for the day, whatever we're taking to work or, whatever in that nature. And then after that, go for a walk, come home, I bounce on the little trampoline that was in one of the other videos for a couple of minutes, and then make coffee or something like that, and sit down, read a couple pages of one of the books. Right now, the book I'm reading is called The Art of Living, but there's no guesswork in that. I know exactly what I'm gonna be doing, and there's nothing for me to have to think about. I'm not thinking about what should I do first, or what am I going to do today, or what makes sense. It's automated until about 8:30, 9 a.m. From 6 a.m. the first 2 to 2.5 hours, I know exactly what I'm doing. And it's the same thing in the evening. And the evening's a lot more simple, but just come 7:45ish, go for a walk, take Willow for a walk, come home, take a shower, cold shower, journal before bed, read, and go to sleep. It's the same exact thing. But this creates freedom for us, and discipline can expand, obviously, to, doing the things that we know we need to do, or creating some sort of, parameters around maybe the way that we eat, or going to the gym, or whatever. But all of these things, when we have discipline to do what we know we need to do, what we know is best for us, not in what would be most pleasurable in the short term, but what will be best for us in the long term and manageable in the short term. That's important. That kind of discipline creates freedom. It creates mental freedom. It creates an environment in our head where we don't have to worry so much, where we don't have to think about everything, where we're not overthinking, where we don't have to, constantly be making decisions and constantly, in that state. And I think that there's something about being a human being where we just thrive on discipline. We thrive on feeling like we're, I don't want to say controlling ourselves, but we have a sense of control over the wild and wandering part of our mind, the part that just doesn't want to do anything, that will be lazy any chance it gets. And again, there's a place and a time for that, but it's not what makes us happy. We're talking about happiness. So give that some thought, but I would highly suggest any place in life where you know, there's a feeling that something should be done or needs to be done or could be better if you were doing this or that thing, to think about how there can be discipline created around it. And one sentence or slogan or thought that I really like, that I've heard in the past, is what can be measured can be managed. So what makes discipline a lot easier is to make it measurable. If you're going to start doing something new, start, you know, a new way of eating or working out or a morning routine, getting very specific, setting goals of, I'm going to do this at this time on these days. If I had to miss it or I happen to miss it on one of those days, I'll do it at this time. I'll have a backup. I'm going to do it for 3 weeks or for a month. I'm going to do it after I do this other thing. Just getting very specific so there's no room for error. So I'd say this one's a little bit longer, I think, but I think it's an important one. So habit for happiness, day number 21. Create discipline to find freedom. Thanks for watching.